All right.
Yo,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going
hey, how's it
on, man?
going?
All right. You already know what it is. The place is here. The time is now. Your boy Sabo in the building. And we have a special guest, as y'all can see. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Marcus Benham himself in the building. Mr. MMA, left hand, right hand. Shoot, take it down. Hey, man,
Yes, sir.
I'm a fan. Well, we got a lot to go in. I'm going to start by apologizing. I would like to apologize just off the fact that I didn't know you too much before this fight.
Uh-huh.
So of course, it was supposed to be Tig and BJ originally for the 12th, and then BJ was hurt, and then of course, you were the replacement. So with you being the late replacement, I didn't know who you were.
Right.
I was going in saying this is going to be an easy win for Tig. So that was my thing. I'm like, okay, this is going to be an easy win for Tig, and yo, you had me on the edge of my seat. You had me holding my breath. It's a lot of people feel like the
Yeah.
fight could have went either way. We're gonna get into that, but
Yeah.
like I said, I wanted to start, what I'm saying, with respect. I owe you an apology because I was posting on Instagram saying, "Oh, Tig's gonna be easy win tonight, easy win for Tig." I was saying that the morning of the fight, and then I was watching that shit. We're gonna get this started here. We got Mr. Marcus in the building. For one, can you please introduce yourself? Let the people know a little bit about your background, where you're coming from, and let's go ahead and get this intro out the way.
Yes, sir. My name's Marcus Benham. Born and raised California, out of Manteca. Small hometown. Not many people know about it. Not much out there. Um, Kind of how I got into martial arts. I was in high school, and it was funny. There's this kid that I had like some issues with, and
When you say
for
issues with him, like was it like a mutual thing, or were you bullied?
uh
Be real. It's
nah.
okay.
I mean, I would trash talk, because I couldn't fight with my hands, but I could talk a lot of trash back then. And me and this kid, like, we just had beef. And, like, I remember after school, he found me because I used to walk back home from school. And he was with, like, two other of his friends, and they were about to jump me. It was crazy. And I was, like, scared, obviously. I didn't know how to fight. And I kind of just agreed with all they were saying. They were calling me, "Oh, you're a pussy. You're this. You're that." I was just agreeing with them, like, "Yeah, you're right. I'm this. I'm that. Whatever, man. I'm just trying to get home." And they finally let me go. And remember, I came home. It's kind of funny. I just went straight to my dad. 'Cause he has a little background in martial arts. He did taekwondo for a good amount of his time.
Mhm.
And I told him, I was like, "Dad, I need you to teach me how to fight." He taught me like a couple like fundamental punches, like your jab and your cross.
I'm
And
not gonna. I don't want to interject or anything. I had a couple of years where as I was like a kid, adolescent with Taekwondo.
nice.
In my opinion, Taekwondo is like choreography.
Yeah, it's more like an art, more like an
Yeah,
art than actual self defense.
yeah.
I get
But
what you're
go ahead,
saying.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I just wanted to interject
Yeah,
that.
he didn't even teach me taekwondo. That's the funny thing. He was straight up real with me. He's like, "Look, you're already kind of late. Just get into wrestling while you can." I was a sophomore at the time. He's like, "The best advice I can give you, just get into wrestling." And I remember like my freshman year, my dad wanted me to get into wrestling. I didn't want to do it just because like the singlets. I thought they were kind of weird looking. That's most people. That's most people's reason why they don't get into wrestling. They're like, "I'm not trying to wear that singlet."
You're gonna see my
And
nuts. Yeah,
yeah, exactly,
I get it.
exactly. So that's kind of why I didn't go into wrestling fresh into high school. But after my dad told me that, sure enough, I went into wrestling. And it's funny because I thought it was like WWE. I didn't know wrestling was like an actual sport. I thought it was like I went in there my first day. I'm like, where are the chairs at?
So when
I
do I
thought,
DDT him? And I pedigree? Yeah, yeah, I feel you.
yeah, yeah.
Nah,
I thought we were
nah,
gonna do some WWE, and
nah.
they're showing me double legs, and I kind of just fell in love with it. I'm like, damn, this is so fun. I kept showing up, and
What
that's
age,
why, huh?
what age was that?
I was 16 at the time, believe junior in high school.
So of course, you're within mixed martial arts, but as far as your primary fighting style, you would say it is wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, that's my foundation. That's where I started on. So yeah, like I said, I was late. I started wrestling, but I just, like I said, I got obsessive. I fell in love with it, and I was just grinding from there on out. It's so sad because COVID hit my senior year of high school, and that kind of hindered me from trying to go to state as a wrestler. And so yeah, that was the end of that. I feel like because I was late, I knew that I would train over the summer and everything, and I would put in extra hours with my coach, just doing all that I could to catch up, I guess. But I built a solid foundation until still to this day. Like I'm able to hold my own with like these college wrestlers, and they're like shocked when I tell them, "Well, I only wrestled for 2 years." They're like, "What? You only wrestled for 2 years?"
How old are you now?
Right now I'm 22.
Okay, yeah. So y'all on the same route, but the same realm as far as age. What's your record thus far? Are you still amateur or are you professional? Considered professional at this point.
Still amateur. I had one Muay Thai fight, and that was my third MMA fight. So right now, total, I'm 3-1 right now.
So you're still pretty early on in your career, man, and
Yeah,
seeing what we saw in this last fight versus someone that's not that tenured but has some experience under their belt. Yeah, man, you got some promise, bro. Like you got some promise for sure. Like I say, only three fights, but thus far, who has been your hardest opponent?
definitely Tig. I'll give you Tig's definitely my toughest opponent. Yeah, I fought for a small promotion in my hometown. It's called 2 and I Beatdown. They kind of just threw cans at me my first couple fights, and I got the job done pretty easy with them. Just wrestling domination, throwing them across the cage and stuff. And I finished all of my fights, I think. Yeah, I did. And then that was the fight with Tig. That was definitely my hardest fight. It went the whole distance.
You guys definitely went to war. Like I say, you put on a performance that if I would have went in betting prematurely, I would have lost all of well not no I would have won my money, but I would have been fearful of losing every fucking thing because it was that close. Let's go ahead and speak on that particular fight. What what at this point on today's date, what do you feel? What's your reaction? What's your overall feeling regarding that night?
Uh, just disappointed, you know? I mean, used to
Disappointed in yourself, disappointed in the decision. What?
disappointed in the decision. I'm not gonna undershoot what Tig did. Like I said, he gave me a good fight. Um, but at the end of the 5 rounds, I really felt I did enough to win. I remember in my heart, I was so excited. Like my arms were up, I was smiling, grinned. Like I was just so happy in that
Like,
moment. And
like,
then
bro. Yeah,
I seen his hand get raised, and my heart dropped. I was like, "What?" Like I was just shocked. I was just, I don't know. I didn't expect that.
so you actually felt as if you were robbed. You felt as if you did enough to actually win that fight. You felt like your performance was justified.
In that moment, I gave him the benefit of the doubt when they rose his hand. I was like, I guess I didn't do enough. Um, but then after watching the fight and seeing the whole thing for myself, I do feel like I got robbed, to be honest. Because, he was throwing a lot of good exchanges,
Yeah,
but, I had like 4 or 5 takedowns on him, a lot of control time, and I was still firing back. So I feel like that's more than enough to win the fight.
yeah. I like a lot of people see it both ways. Definitely. Uh, I was like I said, I was shaking in my boots until they made the decision. When they made the decision, I was relieved. I was like, oh, okay, cool. but but definitely like actually watching the fight towards the latter of the fight. The latter of the fight, like I say, the last two and a half rounds for sure. Yeah, I would say you got the edge. I'm not gonna say you dominated, but you definitely got the edge, and I would say you definitely got a lot of Tig's attention. And really looking at it towards the end, like I'm not gonna say despair, but on his face, he didn't seem too sure whether he won the fight or not. He because
Yeah, I did notice that as well.
yeah,
He seemed a bit upset after the fight.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I said like at the beginning, like say the first one or two rounds, I'm like, okay, let's go Tig, let's go Tig. So I can see the first half, his activity, like I say, he wasn't dominating you either, but just as far as his activity for the first half, and then you all like so you were still exchanging, but you were doing your shit too, and I would definitely give you the second half of the fight. Had it gone either way, dude, it was like right here, definitely. Um,
Yeah,
so
it was a
had
close fight. Nonetheless, it was
yeah,
definitely a close fight.
yeah, so I feel like
Yeah.
either way could have been justified, kinda. But just me being honest and candid to your face. I thought you wanted to, but
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
I say that to say this. I feel like what I saw overall, this is really what I say. Overall, what I saw was worthy of a rematch.
Yeah,
I feel like
100%.
okay, I
Yeah,
want to see that again. If that's because I feel like it was so close to where it could have went either way, and it was so decisive.
yeah,
We need to see it again, or we need to see another two fucking rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
100%. Yeah,
but that's
I
like,
think
yeah,
we
go ahead.
definitely need that rematch to see who's the better fighter. Because that was just too close to say Tig's better than me. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Like I wouldn't definitely from that fight. I wouldn't necessarily say that he's head and shoulders, or either one of you are necessarily better. Like I said, we need to see more
Yeah,
to definitively have that decision, or just that opinion, really. But as of now,
yeah,
you are both are top notch for sure. And for you, just
yeah,
your third, fourth fight,
yeah,
dog, you got a lot of promise, man. And like say the way you were initiating the takedowns and the control time and everything, and like you were putting in work on the ground too. Pause, but whatever. It's like when they said the decision, I knew it was so close, and I'm like, ah, damn, because you were putting in that much work towards the end. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
okay, he may have swayed some shit, but I think it was Tig's activity early on and his bangers and haymakers that swayed the judges. But I think I need to go again. That's just my humble opinion. I think you all did great, but yeah,
I knew he had knockout power.
yeah,
Um, but he definitely shocked me with how good his two was. Like he was able to just plant that at the right times,
mm,
and he was fully extending it too, which not a lot of people do in the amateurs. So that kind of shocked me. I knew coming into the fight he had power, and I had to like keep my chin tucked, be able to kind of brush that off. But he definitely shocked me with that too. He had a good two on him.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Being that of course you are a late replacement to this fight as we mentioned earlier. What was the preparation like for this fight?
Yeah, it was kind of funny. My boy John Morea, he's gonna make his. He was supposed to fight him, Tig, and he's about to make his pro debut pretty soon in November. And I remember, I worked with him a lot, and I was walking into his boxing gym, and it was kind of like perfect timing, because the promoter just had texted John. He's like, "Hey, do you want this fight with Tig?" And he just got the text. I'm walking in. He looks up. He's like, "Hey, Marcus, you want a title fight?" I'm like, hell yeah, I want to try to fight what's going on.
Yeah,
And then
sure.
yeah, he shows me him and everything. He's like, well, you gotta make 170. I think I was like 195 at the time. This is like
Mm,
3 weeks. Three
okay,
weeks by the way. And I was like, damn, that's a big weight cut. 195 to 170.
is
I
that
asked
your
him
walk
like,
around weight?
yeah, walk around 195, 192. And I asked John, I was like, John, do you think I got this weight cut? He's like, I'm not scared of my skills. I know I'm ready. I've been training all year for this, but you think I got this weight cut? He's like, yeah, I think you got it. And that's all I need. I was like, yeah, tell him I'll take it.
So it's more so just cutting weight, not necessarily making any adjustments or training style arrangements for TIG. Necessarily just making the weight.
I did make some adjustments. Um, I seen he's kind of like a long range fighter, so I wanted to really practice my pairing,
Yeah,
and I was able to remember to utilize that. I think like the third round, I started to parry his shots
dude.
more.
That two comes from so far back, and he covers so much space with that two. Like
Yeah.
yeah, what you were saying. Yeah, yeah. Tig
Yeah, he's
strikes is
great
dope
at managing that range, and that was like kind of hard to deal with. But
for sure.
other than that, I did a lot of like head movement off the two. When I would throw mine, I would try to duck under because I
Mm-hmm.
seen he would swing in his past fights. And only thing I didn't do in this camp that I wish I would have practiced more on because I paid for it in the fight was I was too worried about his boxing. So that's what I was working on. I was working on my boxing when I should have just worked on what I was already good at, which was my wrestling. I should have been practicing my setups more, and I think that would have really benefited me in the fight because it felt like I was struggling a lot more than usual when it came to the takedown setups with Tig. Could have been his defense though. He had semi decent takedown defense.
You're answering all these, all will kind of segue into the question that I had next. But like, as you mentioned, this is your hardest fight thus far, and we're going into the details and the context now. But if you want to get specific or if you want to give a broad answer, but what separates Tig from any of your other opponents?
He's able to brush off hard punches. Like I was hitting him with some bombs, and to see him keep coming at me was like, damn, this dude just he just brushes these off. So he's got a chin on him. Like he's able to take power shots, which a lot my other opponents weren't able to. So that kind of surprised me.
Which round was your favorite?
Um, probably say favorite round, probably either like probably the fifth round because I was able to kind of tee off on him on the fifth round because he was
That's
pretty
the round
tired.
that was the most scary. It's like I'm like, oh my god, stay up, Ted. Shit. You survived.
Yeah,
I was literally like watching like as long as Tig survived this last round, he may get it. He might still get it. As long as you stay, as long as you
yeah,
survive, I think Tig might have a case. I think
yeah.
they called
He
his
was
name. I
staying
was like,
strong.
yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
hit him with a solid body shot, like right on the liver, and I seen it hurt him. Like he went like that. I was like, damn. I kept trying to eat at it, and he was able to survive the rest of the round. That was crazy.
He a tough one for sure. He a tough one for sure. Well, like I say another segue, but the question I had was where or when at any point in the fight did you feel an advantage, or was it pretty much even the whole time?
Um, when did I feel it? Definitely early in the first when I was on his back.
I mean, it's a lot to say, being that, of course, like you lost, but
Yeah,
still, like, yeah,
yeah. Probably say early in the first when I had that first kind of grappling exchange with him.
yeah.
Only thing was he was grabbing on the ropes. He was grabbing on the ropes because I was trying to suplex him. I had my body lock and I was planning to throw him over, but he grabbed the ropes and I couldn't do it. And I think the ref told him like once, but he didn't tell him again. He kept grabbing the ropes and then he got out eventually. Oh, and later in that first round, I had him in a crucifix and then time ran out. I was like, damn.
Shit, that's another question. But really quickly, when it comes to him, well, just once again, just giving
Yeah,
Tig his props because just tying back into the initial apology when BJ was counted out beforehand, there was very few people within this region that I feel like could fuck with Tig. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Uh, shout out to Courtney. I know he would be a worthy opponent. I would love to see them go at it. But I say, as far as your case, I just didn't know who you were, and
yeah,
you're fairly new. Like I said, for the
yeah,
most part, all of you all are kind of new. But as far as within
yeah.
this region, I just didn't know who you were yet. But what a motherfucking introduction. But yeah, man, I didn't think it would be that close just because of
Yeah.
how Tig is in the ring. Tig is that nice.
I think that fight's gonna help both of our careers. I mean, we're both pretty early on in the amateur scene, and we just had like a 5 round war together. So
Right.
I think that fight is gonna it's gonna help us tremendously going forward. Both.
As far as, of course, being a fighter, you need to be conditioned. But a lot of
Yeah.
people, or for one, when it comes to mixed martial arts, would you agree that wrestling is king?
Yeah, wrestling's king, 100%.
Would you agree that wrestling takes the most conditioning?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you have you tried a wrestling class before?
No, I'm not a fool.
Yeah, wrestling's. If you ever taken a high school wrestling class, it's crazy. They do a lot of drilling in the beginning. It's like 3 hours long, and then they have you do conditioning for an hour, and then they'll have you do like buddy workouts together where you're one's on your back and you're walking around. It's crazy. They do a lot of crazy stuff in wrestling. So it's definitely the hardest conditioning wise sport there is.
And in correlation to the fight, like at any point, did you feel fatigue, or did you sense fatigue, or was fatigue
Yeah.
did fatigue play a part at all in this particular match?
I feel like I was too explosive for long durations at a time during the fight. Definitely the second round, I was just exploding too much, and I gassed myself out. But one thing I did good during the camp was I worked a lot of like interval training, so I make sure to hit all of my heart zones, so I'm able to recover fast in the fight, and it paid off because I remember like when I got that short break every round, I was able to fully recover for the next round,
Right.
which is I haven't been able to do that in my last fights. So that was really cool to see. But actually during the fight, yeah, I noticed myself a little tiring out too much. It was a short notice fight, so I didn't have much time to prepare.
Yeah, man. Like I said,
Yeah,
not to fault you too much. Like I say, for someone
yeah,
to show up short notice, dog, you got my
yeah.
respect. That's another reason why I like other pro fights. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Danny Gay. But as far as let's say you have a very short resume thus far, but we it's a two-part question. One of these parts could be what we already mentioned, but give me an example of your best performance and your worst performance.
Example of my best. Does it have to be in MMA
Just fighting in general.
fighting in general? In the training room or like actual fight? Fight.
Being like I say, being that your resume thus far isn't that long, we can do training as well. Usually, I just do actual matches that are on your record. But
Yeah.
but yeah, let's talk about it.
Probably say early this year when I moved to Florida and I started training at Fusion Excel in Orlando. When you're the new guy going into a gym with a bunch of lions in there like that, they look at you like everyone wants to prove themselves. You're the new guy, you're training with them. These are all a bunch of pro fighters, high level amateur fighters in the room. I'm walking in there, and obviously, they're gonna want to prove themselves. And do you know who Mike Davis is?
I don't.
UFC fighter Mike Davis.
Maybe if I seen the picture, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a liar. No.
Yeah, he fights at 155 in the UFC. He's up there. He's almost in the top 10.
Mhm.
But he was the first time sparring me. He whooped my ass. I'm not gonna lie. He even posted on his Instagram like I got a beating that day. It was brutal, and it was just so humbling. But I feel like most people after that happening to them, they would have never show up to the gym again. I
Mhm.
told myself I'm just gonna keep showing up after this, and eventually I'm gonna get good enough to where I'm gonna be able to hang with Mike Davis. So then I kept showing up, and a lot of those guys respect me now, which is really cool to see. But I
Mhm.
kind of had to earn that going in there.
So your best performance is when you were hanging with Mike. Well, not hanging, but actually hanging in the ring with Mike Davis.
That's not my best performance. That's my worst
Oh,
performance.
worse.
But
I thought you were like taking pride in that. Like, yeah, that was like the. Well, yeah, okay, well, that's
yeah,
worse.
that was my
Okay,
worst performance.
okay.
Best performance probably my last MMA fight. Not Tig, but the one before that. It was for a 2-9 beatdown. What do you call it? I think it was the second round. This guy was more like a Taekwondo type of fighter, but I hit him with like a really hard overhand right behind the ear,
Mhm.
and he just fell down, and it was just I was just going crazy with the ground and pound, and he ended up tapping because he didn't want to get hit anymore. So I feel like that was pretty cool. Like the ref didn't even stop it; he was tapping, and yeah, I had to let go.
Of course, you're a wrestler. You know what I'm saying. Not necessarily saying you can't strike, but strike wouldn't be your primary. So I can kind of anticipate where you would be leaning more towards this question. But what would you prefer as far as the finish goes? The knockout or submission?
Knockout for sure.
Word. I thought you were gonna say
Yeah.
submission.
No, I mean I'm really leaning heavy into striking right now. I'm doing more striking than I am grappling because I know this is a weak area of mine. I feel like my wrestling's good enough, especially for the amateur scene, that
Mm.
I need to spend more time on my
Gotcha.
striking.
So
So
like more gratifying getting that knockout or feeling that pressure.
exactly, Like this is the first time like this year I finally got a boxing coach and I've really been learning like the fundamentals of striking and all that. And just this year alone, I've grown tremendously in my boxing and everything. So that's really cool to see.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Which as far as just the overall ending of the fight or outcome of a fight, what do you prefer, finish or decision?
Definitely finish.
I get mixed answers on that. I get finished for obvious reasons. You want to finish a guy, and for decision, decision being that you want to finish. I had people say they want to finish out the whole match. People saying they like hearing the unanimous
Yeah.
decision. Yeah, a lot of different answers on that. But at this point, quick question: was it your first island fight?
Yeah, this is my first island fight.
Okay. Can you speak briefly how it was fighting under island fights?
I was very professional. I was kind of shocked. Like they really took care of me. They put me in a nice hotel. They paid for my gas. It was like 6.5 hour drive from where I live, and very professional. They put me in my own room so I could like warm up in and everything with my name on it. I felt like a professional. It was cool.
Would you see yourself fighting under these promotions again?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Uh, might not be this year, but definitely next year. I'd love to fight for them again.
Okay. Uh, Name a couple of things if you would. You don't have to name too many, but what stood out with them as far as in contrast to any other promotions that you've been a part of?
Feels like they what stuck out with them. The rules meeting. I like the rules meeting. They like individually ask everyone, "What do you guys want to do in the fight?" People would choose all elbows. Other people choose no elbows. Thought that was really cool. Instead of just having like a set of rules, they kind of let us choose. So it was awesome. I got to experience no shin guards in my fight, and as an amateur, so not many people get to do that, which is really cool. And just like the whole stadium they had it in, it was for an amateur fight. That's crazy. Like they had a really cool stadium.
That's what's up.
So yeah.
That's what's up. Any plans, anything set for your next fight?
No plans yet. I'm looking. Uh kind of just took some time to like what do you call it? Look back at the fight and figure out what I need to do better.
Mhm.
So I took some time. I took like a week, not week. I was still training, but like kind of mental time, no longer eating in a deficit, eating at maintenance. I was just, taking time to recover from that. And now I'm finally back training full time. So we'll see. I'm looking. I definitely want to fight within 2 months. That'd be ideal.
Mhm. Well, in reference to what you consider full time, what is your as far as training? How often do you train, and what's your diet looking like?
Right now I'm eating like 2,000 calories a day, which is relatively low. But I feel like I have a slow metabolism, so I really can't eat a lot of food. I'll gain weight super quick.
Mhm.
And for training wise, I'm training 5 to 6 days a week right now. I want to ramp it up to 6 days every week, but I just, I'm trying to work my way up there. And I also do strength conditioning. I do that 2 times a week
Mhm.
and cardio 3 times a week. So that's what my training schedule is looking like.
In general, in reference to your training schedule, does anything change the week of the fight?
Week of the fight is all about like just recovering. Very easy, just staying technical. Nothing like strenuous. So during fight week, I did a lot of shadow boxing, light recovery runs, just sitting in the sauna, acclimating my body to the heat.
Mhm.
Just light stuff the whole week because the hard work is already done the week before fight week.
Right. Walk me to how things are the day of the fight.
Day of the fight, I wake up. I'm focusing on getting good amount of carbohydrates in my system, making sure I get a lot of fluids too with electrolytes, and I'm also I try to eat. I track everything I eat still on fight day, making sure I'm getting all the macros I need for that fight. And probably around 4 hours before the fight, I stop eating heavy. I have like my last meal 4 hours before the fight,
Mhm.
and then I'll kind of just eat on like gummy bears or something because they have like uh, glucose in them, and that helps you for the fight. So yeah, that's what I do during fight day. Other than that, I'm just kind of like chilling. Like my mom was with me, so we went to the beach, like in the morning on fight day, just kind of relaxing, the calm before the storm,
I
and
hear
then
that a lot. I hear that a lot. A lot of relaxing, meditating, clearing your head, making sure
yeah,
everything's good, stuff
yeah.
like that. What type of music do you listen to during training?
During training, kind of whatever they got on Fusion, at Fusion. They play like a lot of rap and stuff like that, old school rap. Um, for me personally, I listen to I like rock. I kind of during workouts I like rock. Other than that, I like listening to worship a lot. So I'm a godly man, so worship's like it kind of just sets me in the right mental space I need to be in.
Nothing wrong with that. No,
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that at all. Who are some of your favorite artists you like to listen to, worship wise?
worship wise.
Look at the devil. Look at the devil.
Did he kick me out on accident?
Look at the devil. As soon as we start talking about God, as soon as we start talking about worship,
I can't. I honestly don't remember names that well, so I don't know any at the top of my head.
no problem, no problem. Take me into shit. Oh damn, that was like half the interview, you guys. That was like half. We still got half to go. Now, if that's it, then I can make that shake. But we got half more to go. So everything you witnessed, double it. Thank you.
Sorry about that. I don't know why I cut out.
It's the devil, man.
Yeah, yeah. He's trying to attack us.
But what I was gonna say, back to you as far as fighting, getting ready for the fight week, and everything. Can you take me into what you consider fight mode? How long does it take you to get into it? What does getting into it look like for Marcus?
Getting into fight mode is limiting distractions, staying off social media, and the mental work is huge in the fight game. You can work out all you want, but if you're not taking care of your mind, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna get destroyed. So kind of for me, well, my mental work was like late night runs. So I'd purposely wait till it's super dark at night, like 10 o'clock at night, and I'll go out and run behind my apartment complex when there's no one out, and I'll just listen to like motivational videos talking about winning and having the right championship mindset and just kind of telling myself and new constantly during the fight camp, and that really set me in that mental space I needed to be in. Because on fight day, I felt like I was a champ. I was like, it's already done. I'm just gonna go collect my belt now, and that really helped me though. Definitely listening to like those motivational talk videos, just kind of setting you in that zone.
Now, as far as fight mode, because that sounds like a mode you want to stay in. But is there any process of getting out of fight mode, and how long does that take?
It's really hard. I haven't really figured it out yet. Obviously, I want to stay in fight mode as long as I can. But after the fight, you what do you call it? You like cut back so much on calories and you're working out vigorously. After the fight, it's really hard to stay in that zone and kind of not let back.
Right, right. So that is considered on your diet and preparation in that aspect. So not
Yeah.
okay. Well, that's good context there. I heard different answers when it comes to that. This is no pun to this. Not we're not being funny when I ask this, but this is something I usually ask all fighters. It could be something or a match that you are a part of, or it could be something that you've witnessed. But what has been the biggest robbery that you've witnessed?
That I've witnessed.
Mhm.
Biggest robbery that I witnessed. Shoot,
So
that's a hard one.
could be something that you saw in the past. Could be something that you saw in person, in recent. Could be something that you were involved with.
Is that John Jones fight? Um, he did like some illegal move, and they gave the win to the other guy. I can't remember. It was an old fight.
Was it when he was disqualified?
He was disqualified. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. What you think? Are you saying they should just let the fight keep going, and because it was a clear winner?
Yeah, I mean he was dominant that whole fight. I felt like that was stupid, and plus they brought back that elbow later on, so it's like
Good. Aside from wrestling and MMA, what's your favorite sport?
favorite sport. Mm,
Or it may be wrestling.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch any other sport.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the best way to handle a loss?
best way to handle a loss, definitely just acknowledging it and figuring out what you could have done better, and then implementing that in your training. But obviously you don't want to go out. That's why I didn't do that. I didn't go out tell everyone, "Oh, I got robbed. I got robbed." I wasn't doing that. I let other people speak for me. Like a bunch of people were saying that, and I was just kind of agree with. I was like, "Yeah, it is what it is," but I'm not going out there saying, "Oh, like I got that stolen from me." It's just you got to accept it. At the end of the day, it's I lost. I shouldn't have let it go on to the decision, and that's my fault. And I had to just learn from it.
Mhm. As far as once again fighters that you've witnessed, who is the? And we're speaking all fighters. They can be active or inactive at this moment. But give me the most underrated fighter in your opinion, and the most overrated fighter.
Underrated fighter, probably probably Matt Hughes. He's definitely underrated. And overrated, Ankalaev. I mean, he just lost. He had so much hype around him. I didn't think he was that great.
Damn, bro, I gotta relive this shit again. Damn. Well, good segue. Good segue, man. Let's talk about 320 real quick. Yeah, I definitely went in thinking Uncle Live was gonna repeat because of what I saw the first fight. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
he's gonna just repeat that shit. But Boy Time wasn't playing. Soon as the fucking bell rings, like, nah,
yeah,
it's
that fight was
carve time.
crazy.
It's
And I thought Ankalaev was gonna win. That's why I said he's the most overrated fighter because I thought he had it. And then I seen Alex going there like just run him down. I was like,
Man, I
damn.
thought Pereira was done. I thought Boy
Yeah,
Time was finished. No more time. Like done.
no more Chama.
Man, because the first fight, he did his thing. The first fight, as far as Uncle Live, like so I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe this is no fluke. Do you think with taking into account the first and the second fight, do you think it's worthy of a trilogy at some
I
point?
think just because he was a champ, yeah. But he's got to wait his turn. I think Alex should get like one or two more fights, and maybe Ankalaev can get a third.
Do you
But
think do you think Alex should face Jury next again?
I'd like to see that. That'd be a good fight.
After
I
what he
think
did
Alex
last
would
night?
win. I think Alex would win. I want to see Alex and Kamzat. That'd be a good fight to see.
Ah, damn, bro. Cause they talking about maybe Alex gaining weight. You have to lose some for Kamzat, but I would love to see that shit too.
I
I
think
would love.
Kamzat, what he called him out after the fight. He said he wants a super fight with Alex. Alex kind of brushed it off. It seemed like he was ducking him a little bit.
I would love that so much. Who you got?
Kamzat for
Me
sure.
too.
Kamzat got that in the bag.
Just because I feel like he's gonna get
Yeah,
taken down. He's gonna get taken down, and he's gonna parry come in like that. He's gonna parry you at least a couple times. He's gonna shoot, and he
yeah,
gets you on the ground. He's not getting up if Kamzat gets him on the ground.
100%. Yeah. Because you can't build that late in the fight career. Like those wrestlers that've been wrestling since they were 5 years old. You can't just start training to defend against
Yeah,
that for in one fight
yeah.
camp. It's not gonna work.
That's why like over the past like year or so. That's why I know what I was saying about wrestling because I've grown to appreciate all these wrestlers because like say you have eyes, you see like dog, these are the greatest fighters in the world. Like
Yeah, hundred
because
percent.
when it comes to wrestling, shout out to Mighty Mouse, shout out to Mighty Mouse. But
He's
when he
go.
fought when he when he fought Rod Tang in those mixed rounds, yo,
He had
though,
nothing for him in the MMA rounds. He had nothing for him.
but what if it would have stayed Muay Thai?
Yeah, he probably would have. He probably would have got beat.
Not probably.
Yeah,
Not probably.
you're
Definitely
right. You're right.
straight Muay Thai, Rod Tang. I want to say definitely. I say it's hard to consider because it depends on the rules and how y'all fight. If you just meet
Yeah,
Muay Thai, you ain't fucking with Rod Tang. But MMA, yeah, yeah. Because as we mentioned, like I say, that fight is a key example. Wrestling is king. Wrestling
yes,
is
sir.
key because
Gotta agree with it.
yeah, I'm not even a fan primarily of wrestling, but like I said, I have fucking eyes and I see what wins. I see
Yeah,
what wins in this sport. So yeah, but yeah. That when that first round, when they started off Muay Thai, come on,
he had that. He had that. He
come
definitely
on, man.
had that.
Come on. But nah. Shout out to them. Going back to you though, what are some of your weaknesses, or you would say something that you consistently have to work on?
Weaknesses. Um, footwork. Footwork's my weakness, 100%. And keep my hands up, my head down.
Mm.
Those are my two biggest weaknesses. I feel like.
So
Other than that, I feel like I'm turning into a well-rounded fighter, which is really cool to see because that was my plan. I didn't want to be a specialist kind of fighter. I wanted to be good in all areas. You know, it's MMA. You want to be prepared for everything.
right, right. No, I respect that. I respect that at all. But nah, that was definitely one of my filler questions. But going back to 320 real quick, in correlation to the question I asked you as far as overrated and underrated fighters, a fighter that I thought you had in mind, because I definitely had in my mind as far as underrated, but I feel like he's getting all the notice now. There's only but so much time before he gets the shine. Is Marab, man. Marab,
Rob,
oh my
yeah,
god,
he's a monster.
oh my god. Like and I
He's a
was so
monster.
of course I was sold after the
Yeah.
O'Malley fight, after the O'Malley fight, but I'm like, yeah, as of now, I would love to see is him and Islam too far off as far as weight?
Um. No, I
I
think they're
would
like
love to see that.
that'd be a good fight. That'd be a really good fight.
I would
They're two
love
Georgians though. They're two Georgians. I don't know if they'd fight each other.
I would fucking love to see that shit. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Marab and Islam right now? Hell yeah. But what was your favorite fight of last night?
Of last night, definitely the Alex fight.
Really?
Who fought before them? I can't remember right now.
Roundtree and Jerry. Like, come on,
I didn't
man.
see that
No, no,
fight.
no,
I came in late.
no. Marab, no,
Oh, the Marab fight. The
Marab,
Marab fight was my
Marab.
favorite.
But before that, like Roundtree and Jerry, you like what you like, but that was, bro. That fight
Yeah.
was fucking nuts. Did you see that fight?
I didn't see that fight. I
Oh
couldn't
my
watch it
god!
at the time.
Did you
I seen
see?
the highlight though. He
Did you
hit
see
him with
Khalil's face?
that left hook, right?
Dog, did you see Khalil's face?
Was it nah, what was it? His face messed up?
You go look for your fucking self. You remember his face after the Alex fight, right?
Yeah. It was worse?
Damn near worse, man.
Oh my gosh.
And what was crazy is, cause I want to say we went only like 3 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. I just smoked, but for the first 2 rounds, Khalil was winning. Khalil was winning,
Yeah.
and Jerry was looking out of place, like he was slipping, like actually like slipping, falling down. But dog, when that last round came in, the way he just switched and dominated and fucked Khalil, I'm sorry, but messed Khalil up.
Yeah.
Like it went from Khalil winning to Khalil getting knocked out off of just like pure dominance by Jiri, bro. That's why
Right.
I asked. That's why a lot of people right now are like, okay, they want to see him and Alex again because he like go back and see it for yourself. He destroyed Khalil in that 1 round, and Khalil was winning before, like decisively winning, and
Yeah. It's crazy.
yikes.
My friend was telling me, he's like, bro, I thought Khalil had that. and then Jury came in with that left hook. Crazy.
Yeah, he came with left, but he did so much more than just one left hook. Like he was dominating that whole round to where Khalil
Oh,
had to like rely on a clinch at one point just to last. Because like I said, if he would have last, he may have
yeah.
had a justified decision because of what happened before. But
So he
man,
made a big adjustment then.
he just turned it on. Like he was like he wasn't fighting. He said it in a post in a post review in the post interview. He was like, my fighting depends on my opponent's fighting, and he was like he wasn't doing too much to actually get me started. And we were saying that he was getting you were getting your ass rocked, but he was saying that
Yeah.
really wasn't shit. So I just turned it on at the end and kicked his ass. He destroyed Khalil, bro. He destroyed him. If off that one
Yeah.
round, that was the fight of the night,
Crazy.
without question. That was the fight of the night.
I hope we got that bonus.
I urge you. I urge you to go back. I urge anyone to go back and watch Khalil Roundtree versus Jerry.
I'm gonna go watch it.
Man,
Mate, you're
dude,
making it sound like a crazy fight.
dude, dog, look! Oh my god, I don't want to take up time. I'm trying to pull up a picture of Khalil's face. If you remember how fucked up he was after Alex got a hold to him,
Yeah.
the amount of damage his face took in that one round last night with Jerry was insane, dude.
Hmm.
It was insane. And like the comeback style, because I was texting my friend like Khalil's about to knock this clown out, whoever this guy is. And in one round, Jerry turned into a whole like he did a complete 180 and turned into a whole like a different fighter, and the dominance.
Crazy. You don't see that much.
Shit, just wild. Like yeah, go back and
Yeah.
watch that. Shout out to Marab for sure. That, but yeah. Marab would be my MVP of last night, but I'll say the fight of the night. Yeah, man.
Corey
Uh,
was hitting him with some good shots.
like he like they were both connecting sort of, but Khalil was connecting way more. He was
Yeah.
swinging for the house, like he was throwing everything but the kitchen sink at Jiri. He was very durable. He was taking that shit. But yeah, everyone go back and watch that shit. Shout
I
out
will.
shout out your team, man, your training squad.
Oh, my training squad. Shout out Fusion Excel, Daytona Move Boxing, and Lions Pride. Lions Pride and Benham.
Mm, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Mm.
Give me three things you can't live without. We're gonna go ahead and condense these questions real quick.
Three things I can't live without.
Correct.
My Bible, for one. My foam roller. I can't sleep without rolling on my back. And
Bro,
what else can I live without?
you be having lower back pain too?
Yeah, I got some lower back pain. Trying to think. I'm a pretty simple man. I don't really. I don't know. I can't think of the third one.
The Bible and the foam roller. Hey, you got to put third after that. You got to give me a third.
Third,
Give me a third.
third. Probably my car. I mean, you can't live without a car, right?
Hey, I take it. I take it. I
Yeah.
take it. You got to give from A to B. You got to give from A to B. What's your favorite fight movie?
Favorite fight movie? Kickboxer. Old school kickboxer. You watched it?
I'm more of a blood sport type of guy, and more into the dragon. I've seen of
I
it, but
love
it's not on my
Bloodsport too, though.
list.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
not on my
love
list.
Bloodsport.
Yeah, that's what I grew up watching. Aside from of course Power Rangers and everything, but as far as this shit, Bloodsport was where I was at. But
Yeah.
Undisputed is really where I'm at. Where I'm at. But as far as growing up, yeah, but shit like
Uh,
Bloodsport. But I love shit like Undisputed. Uh, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, see myself as a pro. Um, I'm probably 8-0 as a pro. If not, already got a UFC contract. That's where I see myself in 5 years.
What's up? I say once again, you haven't been doing this for too long. But who's the most famous person you've met thus far doing this?
Famous person I met, probably Phil Rowe. I mean, he's pretty up there. He's getting a lot of fame as of recently. He just won his last fight. He's a really cool guy. You know, they had me help him out during his fight camps because I'm in the same weight class. But he's a really good guy to work with. It was cool.
What's up? That's what's up, man. About to wrap this up for sure, man. You got any questions for me? Anything you wanna share just in general? Any more people want to shout out?
I'm gonna shout out my boy John Morea. The guy he's about to make his pro debut. I mean, he got me the fight, and he helped me so much during the fight camp. So I really appreciated him. Um, my coach David, uh, he stepped up and he drove 6.5 hours to coach me in my corner. That was really cool to see. And I'm just like some new guy in Florida, so it was really cool to see him. And my mom was in my corner, so you know.
What's up, man?
Mhm.
That's what's up, man. Well, let the people know where they can find you as far as social media. Yeah, about to go ahead and wrap this up.
You can find me at Benham Combat on Instagram. I'm always staying active, so give me a follow.
That's what's up, man. Y'all already know what it is. The place is here. The time is now. You got your boy Sabo in the building. We got Mr. Marcus Benham in the building as well. We just wrapped up a great conversation. Overall, how you feel?
I feel great, man. I really appreciate you bringing me on here. We did have a great conversation, and definitely want to try to make that rematch happen with me and Tig in the future, for sure.
Hey, bro. Hey, I'm an advocate for that as well. I would love to see that rematch for
Yeah,
sure. Shout
that'd
out
be
to
a
you
great
once
fight.
again. Shout out to Tig once again. Shout out to Island Fights once again for making that happen. Signing out. Mm.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for
See you.
joining.